Do you know what? As an absolute serial DIYer, this feels like a naughty treat, paying someone to come and do something. Because, I mean, oh. Might be able to hear in the background, bit of knocking. Fencing day. So these strainers are going in first. So Tom's trying to get all of these strainers and the kind of posts where there's a change in pitch or a change in direction of the fence in first, and they're just flying in. I mean, obviously our ground helps because it's pretty soft over here, but I mean the weight of that thing, it just drives them in so easily. To be honest, I can't remember which ones I bought. I think there were 6 to 7s and then 7 to 8, so that looks like a 6 to 7, I guess. An awful lot of rubbish over here that was slowly picking through, most of which ends up snagging in the mower. I had a motocross tyre last night. How heavy is the weight?
300 kilos.
Yeah. Did you work out what we're going to do here?
Yeah, try and get it back a bit further in if we can.
Yeah. This last bit here is going to have rails across to the stonework because there's not really any way we can tension wire all the way to there. So this will become our last post, and then from here on it will just be rails with a bit of wire. They're solid. Definitely goes to show you that if you've got the right kit, or the big enough kit, makes the job a lot quicker and a lot easier, because I'm pretty sure I'd be on my first or second post still. That's all of the strainers done, about an hour. I'm glad they were able to work around this hornbeam tree because it's quite a nice shade, and I think if we do have livestock in the whole meadow, we want to keep some of that because most of it is open along here. Well, we've got visitors on the farm today, so we're kind of jumping between filming a bit down here, but I'll try and keep you in the loop with everything that's going on. The guys have been down here. I think they're probably going to put out the bottom wire, which is where you set your posts off. We're going to miss.
No catastrophes. Through that line.
Cool.
It's probably that far away from your trees, roughly.
Yeah.
Where that's running a straight line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Give it plenty of room.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then so you set that out, basically you use it like a string line, do you?
Yeah. And then just
put
leave
your
it
posts
there.
in.
Put a post in there now then. Yeah. That was nearly 200 metres to it. Yeah, nearly a whole roll. So I said we'll just cut that off now, start the next roll.
Yeah. I've been skiving, doing all sorts of jobs. I'm going back over to check because we loaded up a pack of regular posts and they brought them over. So let's go and see. I think it made a start on them already. Are they just plonked in, are they?
Yeah, just so I'm going to keep bending down.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's 4 foot level, so
Yeah.
not far off. They'll be somewhere near that.
Look at this. This is progress, isn't it? So these are all just plopped in for now. Hence why they look like we're fencing in deer. Hey, that's an idea. A little deer park. So they'll all end up that high, which is what, 1200, I think. I mean, we've definitely lost a bit of our boundary, bearing in mind we were at that oak tree. But like I was saying in the last video, I really want to be able to maintain both sides of this. We'll reseed it all with grass. And then that should suppress a little bit of the nettles coming back. We've widened this section. Should be much easier to get through. I'm definitely going to come down and grade this out. I think I might bring the gnaw car down because you can use the float on that to get it a bit more accurate. Definitely some progress going on. Oi, get off my land! Can you see through? All these posts are up all the way along. So instead of a plain wire, I've asked for a barbed along the bottom. In reality, over time that will probably disappear a little bit. It'll be sat up off ground level now. It's not that nice barbed wire, hence why we're kind of losing a barbed wire top. We're just going to go with a plain wire on top and electrify it. But barbed wire down the bottom just makes sure that if we do have the pigs loose in here, that there's no chance that they can get under. Or not under, but root up. I don't believe it, they've done the whole run. Well, they haven't done them, but they've put them in soft. Do you know what? As an absolute serial DIYer, this feels like a naughty treat. Paying someone to come and do something, because I mean, oh, all the way down there, all the way back. It's I haven't done it with a wheel yet, but I think when I mapped it out on Tornado, which is the fencing manufacturer's website, you can plot your fence on the map and it gives you a metre guide, which is pretty accurate. I think we're about 420 odd metres, so it's a fair old length. I don't know how much they're going to get done today, but it looks to me like they're going to get all the posts in. I'm not here tomorrow, so I'm just hoping that we still get to see some of the actual netting going in. Alright, it's enough getting excited. Let's go and see the action. It's straightened out quite a lot now, hasn't it?
Yeah, we had to put a couple more big posts in just to get the line out of the hedgerow. But no, we might have to make some odd strainers here and there.
Yeah.
Depends if we can get the wire.
So it doesn't damage the top of the post much at all, does it? With that plate on it?
3 little, I don't know if you've seen under there.
Oh, little spikes?
3 little spikes.
It just holds it in.
Grips the post.
Yeah,
On top of each post.
But it doesn't mushroom it out like you would have if you were driving it by hand.
Do it with a hammer, yeah.
So do you have to put an angle on the end strainers at all when you do box strainer or not?
No, it's
it goes straight.
It's literally just straight across.
Yeah.
And you go like to the top of the sheet net.
Yeah.
Thereabouts. So 800 coming off the road.
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
Yeah.
So you're near the top of the post.
So you can see here we've got a slight turn, that's why it's a wider post than the rest of it. One of the good things is we are, I think, 10 short of a pack. We bought 2 packs because I knew the price was only going to go up. So we've probably got enough to do all of this and the top hill field, which is awesome because, you know, posts weren't cheap, but every 3 meters. High tensile wire can go even further than that, but I think this is probably right. This is where the first box drain is going to go in. Box drain is where you have a horizontal across here, and then you have a diagonal high tensile wire to hold it in like a frame, rather than put in a diagonal. I was just asking Tom about that because often you see the brace coming down on 45 degrees and then it's got a post that it's anchored into at the bottom. We're pretty soft, the soil over here, plus it gets pretty wet. There's a chance that that bottom bit would rot off sooner than it would if we, in this configuration. I think it was a Kiwi invention coming up with this configuration where you have big strainer, slightly smaller post there, and then it's more a physics thing than anything. By having the wire, is it top to bottom or bottom to top? I can't remember, we'll have to wait and see. And then that way, there's no chance you're either going to tip over the post or pull the whole thing out. Maybe we'll ask Tom a bit more about that when he gets to it. Definitely a good option to not be greedy and go as far in as we can. I think coming out a bit made sense. All these branches would just end up landing on it. And remember, because we're putting an electric top strand on, that way we want to make sure that it's clear of any foliage and debris. If these branches start growing onto it or touching it, it's going to be shorting out where we don't want it. So these must be the little pegs on the post knocker that grip onto it. I just checked with Tom to see what he's going to be doing tomorrow, which is while I'm not here, and I don't want you guys to miss out. So tomorrow he's going to move on to working on the box strainers, which I was describing earlier, and he said he might leave one, because he might do one in the middle, he might leave one till Saturday so I can film that. But I did say to him, don't slow down on behalf of just a video, so he's going to crack on. I don't think therefore that we're going to miss too much. We've obviously seen the meaty stuff today. Getting all the posts in, like half a day, 440 metres, something like that. Insane. But by the sounds of it, he was intending to come back Saturday solo to strain it all, or get all the wire rolled out. So because I'm here on my own on Saturday, makes sense that I can work alongside him, learn a bit, film a bit, and share a bit with you guys. So we've got 4 rolls, should do it. I bought 12 rolls of 100 metres. In an auction, so we've got plenty to do the rest of the fields over the next few months and years, but we should have enough to do to just bring down 4 rolls. And then any of these hollows down here from where I didn't quite get round to this morning, I can come in and fill those. So we'll work off, he's going to work off the barbed wire, you know, that bottom line, which is nice and flat, and then I will fill in below it, because I think that makes sense, rather than him trying to follow down into those dips and then us back up and end up with soil and contact with the wire. We really want everything off the ground. That way I'm hoping we've opened it up enough here that we can reseed from the grass up there through this area and tie into up here. And the fact that we lost 3 or 4 big trees over the winter means it's actually a bit lighter here. I imagine this was probably quite a shady spot. So this little mini series will probably end up being 3 parts, I imagine. Posts have all gone in today. I think I'm done for today. They're just going to finish off the last few posts, then they'll leave the tractor here and finish off anything tomorrow. In the next video I will do a full breakdown of costs. Then after that I've got to come in and strain and fit in our top wire, which is going to be a high tensile electric wire. That will be in little insulator clips on the posts, and there'll be another video on that. So hopefully then by the end of those 3 videos we'll have a nice permanent physical stock fence that is, well, stock proof in itself, but also is going to have the permanent electric feed on it, so that I can just divide up this paddock or this meadow as into paddocks, and we can strip graze it, or we can strip root it with the pigs, whatever we want really. I think just bringing the electric down here just gives it a bit more versatility to it, and it's a bit nicer than having barbed wire everywhere. I thought I'd finish the video sharing some hard work that's been going on here. Last weekend we invited a dozen or so folks onto the farm from through Patreon, some of our supporters there, and together we cleared, well, a whole load of brook. Folks, today you join me, and I'm not alone. We've got a bit of a working party open day at the farm here. A bunch of guys from Patreon have come. Here comes the willow wagon. So as you can see, we've had our lunch break and harvested a load of willow. Trying to disguise yourself.
Yeah, I know, someone else has been ready to go.
So we made a good start this morning, clearing some of the banks. The guys are taking the tractor around the other side. We're trying to clear the whole brook as far as everything that's lodging in it. Fallen trees, pallets, bucket, there's all sorts in there. Once that's out, it should be a bit clearer. And also we've got our fence line we've got to clear, because the fence is going in this week. So the guys at this end are clearing some of the trees and branches that have grown out into the field. All of this is extremely dangerous to do with the tractor, so by clearing it back properly by hand, it's a bit of a bore, but everyone got, you know, stuck in. We cleared it all. I can now work on this. We should now be able to chip a load of stuff and kind of mulch along here. Yes, if it floods heavy, things are going to wash away, but I really want to avoid spraying, especially near the waterway. We don't want to be spraying anywhere near the bank. So, but in the long term, I really want to get this kind of rotivated up, get all these nettles out, and then eventually try and get this grass reseeded much closer to the bank, so that yes, we can have a little bit of a wild bank, but I want to be able to see where the brook starts and stops, because when you're coming along here on a tractor, you know, it is so hard to see where the bank starts and stops, and one wheel over there and you're a goner. You folks just missed the kingfisher. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, you missed him. But it is now looking much, much better along here. And I've got an awful lot of firewood and shredding to do this week. But that's enough chat. I'm going to leave it there. A huge thank you to Tom and the team for putting all these posts in today. I will leave a link if I think he's got a website. If not, he's definitely got a Facebook page, because that's how I found him on Marketplace. I'll stick that down below and you can find out if you're in the Gloucestershire area. He mainly actually does domestic work now, driveways, gardens, landscaping. Just like tractors, just like chainsaws, just like anything to do with DIY. No doubt the comments will be flooding in on, oh, you don't want to do it like this. I pre-warned Tom. I'm still learning, and people have a way of doing things, and if it's well thought out and they've got reasoning behind it, then I will work with them on that. But so far I'm really impressed. It's just coming on really nice, and this definitely feels like it's going to be a long-lasting job, providing I keep and maintain this boundary and all the vegetation that's bound to start growing through it over the next few years. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you can, do it yourself, and we'll see you next time. Don't do it yourself. Get a fencing contract with a 300 kilogram weight on the back. It's way easier. I would be on about post 6 by now. Douche. Ow, douche. Oh. You know what it's like.